I mean, I think everyone that I know is rooting for Jack. For him to play like he did and him to just kind of battle this with everyone on this team and just score that goal and come over and hug me, it still gives me chills thinking about it today. And obviously I'm still thinking about Jack every day. Each day I wake up and feel bad for him. We just want the best for him. We're just going to help whatever we can do to help him along. And obviously that goal probably felt pretty good for him. And it was a pretty special moment.
Were you ready for that kind of bear hug? Did you expect him to leave his feet?
Yeah, I mean, me and Jack are pretty close teammates, best of friends, and as soon as I saw him score that goal, I wanted nothing more, as selfish as it is, to hug that kid and just kind of go through that with him.
What can you say about how he handled the whole thing in such terrible circumstances, especially the time the season just started, didn't really start?
He's been handling everything tremendously well. I can't imagine what he's going through. We're trying to do whatever we can to be there for him. But every day's a new day, and we're going to do whatever we can for him. So,
what did you say to him in that moment when he gave you that hug?
I just told him I love him. Plain and simple. So.
What about in the days after when you guys reached out to him? What were some of the messages you said to him?
We're always here for you. We love you. Whenever you're ready to come back, we're going to embrace you with open arms, and anything we can do, like I said, we're always going to do it for you.
After an 0-5 start last year, what was it like to get the first win down and out of the way in the first game?
It felt really good to get off on the right start this year. We're looking for a big weekend this weekend, but it always helps starting 1-0.
What do you remember about Omaha last year? I know Darian started the first game and Rick pulled in the second period. They scored 10 goals on you guys.
Yeah, they're a real explosive team, whether that be shooting pucks, scoring, skating, or fast. So we just got to be just as fast, if not faster, and just kind of prepare that way all day.
GCAC is the priority for you guys, but what do you hope to get out of the non-conference schedule this year? And how much different is the non-conference set up this year as opposed to last year?
Obviously, we try to win as many games as we can, whether that be in conference or out of conference. But just going forward, playing out of conference, we're just looking for those wins. That gives us confidence going into our regular season, or our conference games. And if we start winning some out of conference games, it's just going to breed confidence for us. So I think it's big to win those out of conference games.
4-1 win is obviously a good start, but Coach gave you guys a B-. He said there were some things that you guys had to work on. One of the things that we obviously saw was, the 0-5 on the power play. How much has that been a focus?
I mean, I think just starting every year, we don't really have that much time to work on those special teams. So obviously that was going to be a little rough. We're going to work on that this week, and hopefully it gets better. I think it will.
One of the other things that he was saying is just really the overall compete level and your conditioning. And he said, as long as those two things get better, everything else will kind of come. How have you seen those things addressed this week?
I think we'll just keep working hard. I mean, I don't question the hard work or the work ethic on this team. Obviously, I think we kind of dipped our feet in the water instead of just kind of jumping in last week, and I think that's going to change this week, and we're going to be all in. So.
The first game of the season, what were some of your observations from what you guys did on Saturday?
Yeah, I think for our first game of the season, 4 new guys in the lineup, I thought it was a pretty good game. Obviously, I think there's stuff we can work on as a team, and that's what we've been focusing on this week in practice. Looking forward to Omaha on Friday. So, but a win's a win. We'll start 1-0. That's for sure, and there's definitely stuff we can build off of, and that's what we're looking to do.
You mentioned some of the things that you can work on. What are some of those things?
After breaking down video, especially watching it yesterday, I think our transition to defense, just little details too, like sticks on the ice, attainable dumps, just little things like that that will make it easier for us in the transition game. And I think our power play needs to improve. Being a member of it, 0 for 5 is definitely not where you want to start, but we're definitely working on stuff like that this week, and we're looking to make it translate to the games this week.
Specifically with the power play, what are some of the adjustments that you guys are making?
I think just getting pucks to the net. We saw they had 5 power plays too. They outshot us on the power play, and you're up a guy, you should be able to get pucks to the net and cause chaos around their goaltender. And I think that's what we got to do.
You had a couple goals against Omaha last year. What are some of your memories of how they play and what kind of challenge they're in this weekend?
Yeah, I think they're a fast team. Going back to the transition, they transition to offense faster, I think, than anyone we ever played. I think that's what they're taught. It's kind of as soon as you get the puck in the D zone, to try to get a shot on net or into the offensive zone as fast as possible. So they're definitely very good at that. I also think they're pretty structurally strong in the defensive zone. So we just got to work to break them down and make sure we're not turning the puck over easy so they can transition offense.
You mentioned new guys. Freshman had 4 assists on Saturday. Was that something you saw any indication of it before the season started?
I think that's awesome for them. I thought they all played really well. I know it was their first college game, so there's definitely nerves, but I think they handled it the right way, especially the pregame ceremony for the scoreboard. But I thought they played well, and hopefully they can keep that going.
Cool.
Nice to get the first win out of the way in the first game and not think about how long might it be till we get the first W.
Yeah, it's always nice, coming out in a season, getting that first one's always huge. Last year obviously we had our struggles, starting off 0-5 and everything, so it's good to get that first one out of the way and get the season out on the right foot, right?
What do you remember about Omaha having played them a couple times last year?
They're hard. They're hard, they're fast. We know they're going to go through bodies, probably one of the most offensively talented teams we played last year, so they're going to be pushing the pace on us all game. But hopefully we get through practice this week, work on our systems, work on kind of maintaining and containing them, right? So I think it'll be a good battle.
How much is the non-conference schedule kind of different from what you guys were looking at last year?
It's always different. The non-conference battle last year was we had some really good teams. This year, no different, right? So they're going to bring it. These games mean a lot towards your standings in the pairwise and making sure that you get that at-large bid at the end of the season. So, if that's in the cards and everything. So these games always mean a lot, and those teams always bring it. So it's exciting.
What did you see out of the freshmen on Saturday? They had 4 assists, pretty good from 3 different guys.
Oh yeah, they had a good night. Yeah, I was very happy with all of them. Very happy for them. I know how it feels coming out as a freshman. It's a little bit different, right? So it's a different environment. You got 2,000 people in the stands. Not necessarily the case in juniors. You have these big guys, 22-year-olds, right, coming at you. You're young, trying to figure it out, and I thought they all stepped out and stepped into their roles really well. And I was proud of them, happy for all of them.
Specifically, Michael Ryan, does he kind of fit the prototype of the kind of defensive player that Rick tries to bring in here? Similar to yourself, perhaps?
Oh, absolutely. I think Mikey, he moves well. Smaller guy, just like myself. But, we can learn a lot from each other. I'm excited about having him here. I think he's going to be an absolutely great player for us, coming into the future. And it's great to know that the program's in good hands, right?
4-1's obviously a great start, but knowing Coach Bennett, he's not going to let you guys rest on that. So what are some of the biggest focuses for you guys this week as you head into this next one?
Yeah, you're right. Coach is not gonna let us be too happy with that one, right? It's season's a battle, right? So he's not gonna let us be too satisfied with that. He's gonna be focusing in on and making sure that we're ready for our next opponent, right? Gotta have a short memory nowadays. One game, it's just one game. So we gotta go readjust, get ready for the next opponent. So we'll see what we got.
And what did that moment mean to be part of his big night, obviously?
Really cool experience. Just to be a part of it in general. I think everybody's really happy for Jack. Our first goal of the year, he had such a big part of it. Just a really cool experience for him and his entire family. It's really awesome to be a part of.
Are you surprised in any way at how he's been able to come back from this and be part of the program again so quickly and obviously part of a win?
Surprise! I don't know. Jack's a strong kid, good kid. So I know he's doing everything that he can. Obviously, I don't think there's no one way to handle it, I guess. But he's been doing his best, and he's done an excellent job with it so far. So I think we're all really proud of him. Just really excited for him so far.
What do you remember about having played Omaha a couple times last year? This weekend?
They're a fast team. They can definitely score, and we never beat on the wrong end of 2 pretty tough nights. So,
what do you do about a fast team?
Do our best to slow them down, I guess. Use our shoulder pads as much as we can, and try and be as fast as we can. Also, we think we have a pretty fast team as well this year, so we can bring our speed to the table. Hopefully, we'll be able to match out.
0-5 on the power play. I'm guessing you guys are focused on that. Early in the season, it seems like those are areas that come a little bit slower. What are some adjustments that you guys are making?
I think we'll start to work on that, not just now this week, actually. Obviously, getting more pucks to the net, because we're not shooting. I think it took us too long to develop plays and get pucks on net. We can't score out of that, so getting pucks and just settling it in the zone. But again, like you said, sort of it might take a little bit of time, just making sure you don't get too frustrated with it.
What did you see out of the freshmen on Saturday? You guys had 4 assists from those kids. Was that expected at all based on what you saw from them in the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, they're all, obviously they showed, they're all good players out there. I thought it was good speed from, I see Blake and Sam buzzing around out there, and then Mike did a good job for us on the back end. So I think the whole class in general is strong. They did a good job for us in night 1, so hopefully we're looking for that for the next 30 or so games as well here.
I know I asked you this on the radio, but is there a greater tribute you could have paid to your brother by scoring in that first game of the year?
Yeah, more important the win, but yeah, that was crazy. My family and I, a lot of packed house, and all my teammates were so gracious, and the tribute before the game was pretty special on the Jumbotron, so that was an emotional night, but it was also a huge win for our team, so I'm really excited about that.
Rick said it was an interesting coincidence that you guys happened to be playing Army, where your dad has a pretty close connection to Eric Hines and everything.
Yeah, after the whole Hines incident, my family and his family, the Hines family, got pretty close and gelled together pretty quick about starting the foundation for the wounded soldiers. So Coach Army, Coach Riley and his staff, after the game, that was so special for my family. That was a really surreal moment, something I'll never forget for sure. So that was awesome.
Some of those guys telling you hugging them afterwards.
Just that we're pulling for you, and you're part of our family, like you said in the press conference afterwards. That was just, I kind of broke down a little bit, but that was an amazing gesture by an amazing community. So I'm so gracious for that.
How impressed were you with the support, not just from Army, but around the country, people reaching out via Twitter?
It's crazy, man. Like all the guys on ESPN and NHL and that, it's insane how much backlash to my family, how much outlash my family's got from the whole hockey community and everyone across the country. It's been insane, but I'm kind of talking to the kind of person my brother was, with the impact he had on people and the legacy he has and will continue to have. So that was really special for my family.
How much does that help you with recovery?
A little bit. I mean, it still hasn't really gotten any easier, to be honest with you. It's a great gesture to help my parents out. It's really the most important for me to make sure they're doing okay. But it's still tough. But the hockey community is special, and it's great to be a part of that. So I'm very thankful.
Has playing helped you through this process, whether it be getting your mind off of it or whether?
Yeah, I think being at the rink's probably my safe spot of the day. Being in my dorm in the classroom, it's tough. But getting these few hours with the guys to work out and to skate, so I really clear my mind and. That's what helped me the most personally, but also I have a big commitment here with the team this year. We have a pretty good team, so I really got to stay focused and stay sharp and practice the game as well. So.
Why do you think you've been able to click with your 2 freshman linemen?
It's early, so we have a lot of work to do still, but I told the guy earlier, I think Morty and I think the game the exact same way. We're both pretty pass first and like making plays, and then with Blake, he's so hard on pucks, he's strong, good in the forecheck, a great teammate as well, so hopefully we can keep that going coming this weekend in Omaha.
How tough was that moment with your coach when you found out?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about still. I mean, I don't remember what really happened. I kind of blacked out, to be honest, but it shows the kind of person the coach is by taking the time to take me home like that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Never thought it's the worst possible nightmare to happen, but I mean, life moves on, and I'll keep living for him, I guess. So.
Do you expect this second game to be as emotional for you, or do you feel like maybe getting that first one in, you kind of settle in a little bit?
Yeah, it's never going to be easy. I mean, I just got to try to stay focused as best I can. This is a huge test for us, the non-conference. It beat us pretty good last year, but every game's going to be tough. I mean, every practice is pretty emotional for me, to be honest, because he and I did so much together. We trained together, we worked out together, everything together. So, I mean, it's not getting easier, but I mean, with the guys around me and my teammates and my coaches, that's all I can ask for, so I'm very blessed for that.
How would you describe what it was like being home for that week?
It was tough. I mean, seeing the shape my family was in, it's heartbreaking. I'm not going to get into the details, but it was it's horrifying. It's a nightmare that you can't wake up from. But like I said, having the support from them and my immediate family and then the hockey world with all my teammates coming to Memorial Life and Sean Harrison coming to stay with me for a few days, Blake Lazat, my old teammate in Fargo, spend the weekend with me. It was a special experience, celebrating his life like that, all of us getting together, but at the same time, it's terrible, man. He's 27, but I mean, can't change it, but you can it's like I said, it's got to try to live the best I can for him and try to make him proud.
You lost 15 pounds that week. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
I couldn't really eat. I was sick to my stomach. Mentally, it was awful, but I mean, I did as best I can to come back to school as best a shape as I could, try to eat well. But I mean, Coach Galen has been helping me a ton with workouts and get me back on track, and the coaching staff's been awesome with helping me ease into it. But I think I'm pretty full go now. But again, with the support I have from my teammates and coaches, it's made the process a lot easier. Not easier, but a lot more comfortable, I guess.
Last one for me. What was that moment like with Kupsky after you scored the goal and the big hug you had with him?
Yeah, he's probably been one of the biggest resources I've had here, along with my teammates. He's been texting me every single night of the week, asking how I'm doing, telling me he loves me, and that was emotional for both of us because we're both so close, and he's like a brother to me also. So I mean, the love and support I've got from my teammates has been more than I ever dreamed of. But again, nobody wants to be in this situation, but here I am, and my teammates are my family now, so I'm so grateful to have those guys along me.
Do you think you might take him down?
Cover's a pretty big guy. You see him in the locker room, he's almost my height and definitely take me down, so I don't think that's a thought in my head.
Nice to get that first win out of the way and the first game of the season and not think about maybe last year at all.
Yeah, it's nice not to have to answer that. Union has to start out 0-5 again, so we won't have to hear that one again. Well, at least for this year.
You
right?
did play the second and third ranked teams in the country in that
Yeah,
stretch.
exactly right, but somehow that never makes the paper. It's just the way it works. So.
Did you guys talk about it at all? Us getting off to a good start for this year? Was it something that was addressed in the locker room?
No.
After what happened last year?
No, we didn't bring it up once. The whole preseason or before the game, anything. Let's just worry about ourselves, and the rest will take care of itself. It was a simple message.
When you see Jack score Saturday night, what emotions are going through you?
It was a fist pump moment, for a coach. So I think anytime you as a coach, you show some emotion, I think it's a good thing. And it was just, all of us, the whole staff was really ecstatic for him. Talked a little bit after the game, and it was just a great, it was one of the best moments I had a chance to be a part of on the bench.
We didn't know until after the game, we were talking to Brian Riley, that there was some history with him and his team and Jack's family. Were you aware of that? And with that in mind, it seemed pretty obvious that they would maybe do something like that after the game.
Yeah, I kind of knew that, going in during the week, talking to Brian, and I did know that from a couple summers ago through Mr. Adams about that. Dad was Mark Adams Sr., and he had told me a little bit about the history, and I had heard a lot about it, so it was pretty impressive. And I'm not going to use the word funny how things kind of happen, but I use interesting how things happen. And it was really just kind of fitting how Jack scored. It was really, I guess it was a great kind of piece to write about, and it was a good fitting, Tatar game.
What can you tell us about Omaha? Pretty good scoring a couple of games against you guys last year. All your guys are saying how fast they are. Are we expecting something similar this weekend?
Well, I'm not going to expect anything different. So I haven't watched their game, their exhibition game. Judging on that, it seems like their wrist should be sore after putting 56 shots on net. So, who's ever in net for us on Friday night just better be ready. And it's just one of those that they play hard, they play fast, and I think last year we caught their best weekend, just kind of reading. Now, that may not be true, but, judge on what they did to us. We took a pretty good pounding there, and hopefully we have some pride here going into Friday night that we're ready for them.
What do you look for in these non-conference games? Is it a preparing for the league season, or how do you approach them?
No, because if we start preparing and trying different things, then because we only get 12 of these non-conference games, and you only get 34 games. Now, obviously, you get playoffs in our league, but but by that time, I just don't think if you're smart with your lineup, then you're going to kind of be behind, and that's the last thing that we want to do. And I think it caught us a little bit last year. Now, was that based on opponents? Yeah, but some of it was based on our play too. So, we're all in this together, but we're not using games in non-conference just to try things.
So no experimenting.
No, I just, because it's not the National Hockey League where you have 82 plus games. We get 34, and we have to make the most of those 34 to be in the top 16 at the end of the day. So that's kind of how we look at it.
Some of your players have said that you're not afraid to schedule anybody anywhere. You'll play anybody anywhere when it comes to that part of your schedule. In any given year, what are you looking for when you put together opponents outside of these games?
Just trying to look to a schedule that's somewhat balanced. Again, I felt last year was, I think a head coach that's in the summer that just raring to go or raring to play, and we'll schedule anybody anywhere, and that's exactly what we got. And I don't know if that worked out too much, so I'll chalk that one up to me, just bad coaching or bad scheduling. But again, if we want to challenge our players and they want to be better, they're coming to this school to be great student athletes, and that's the last time I checked. That's hockey is part of it. So I want to try to get the most demanding schedule as possible, and play anybody. Just play anybody. It doesn't matter. And I think it's just good for college hockey when you have teams that are willing to go places and play different teams. It just creates some balance.
It's not like football or basketball where, truth be told, there's some cupcakes early in the season. There's probably a lot more teams to pick from, of course.
I don't want to offend the football or basketball teams around here, so I'm just going to say I'm a hockey coach, so I don't know.
Special teams aren't usually the first kind of couple things that you guys work on, but as you start to settle into that, what are going to be maybe your biggest messages, especially on the power play, knowing that, on Saturday you couldn't get one in?
Yeah, well, it's early, and sometimes we did have some looks. We've watched the game a couple times now, and we did have some pretty good looks. We just didn't put in the back of the net, and 5-on-5 we did. So there's good, there's bad, and just especially teams. We had one bad moment where we let a seam pass go through, and it's going to happen. I mean, we only really practiced it 3 times during preseason because of everything else for system-wise. So there's only so much you can do, and it caught us. And usually that's how it happens. But we were more upset as a staff, and it's actually written up on our board, a Teaching Tuesday moment, that we score, we're up 3-0, and then we take a penalty right after the goal, and they score. So as a coaching staff, I think we're a little more ticked off about that than we are actually the power play goal against us.
Any progress on Brett or Parker?
All I know is they're coming around. To give you the football analogy, doubtful, whatever, did not practice today, all that other stuff. I'm just going to put they're both questionable for this week.
Going back to Jack, how tough was that moment a few weeks ago, having to tell one of the players the news that you had to tell them?
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And again, like I said it before, it really is not a handbook on it. And it's the first time that I've ever had to be for us in that situation. And it was one of the worst moments in I guess in my coaching life and personal life to have to come across and say that. But you know what? It's all part of coaching that they never teach you. It's all part of psychology, and just trying to deal with it. So it stinks.
You mentioned the handbook, but how important do you think it was to get back on the ice? After spending that much time at home to help with the recovery to come back and play hockey.
Well, that came from within, and I think being home, going through the healing process with his family, I thought really helped him out a lot. I thought him speaking at the celebration of life for his brother, he did an unbelievable job in speaking, in front of numerous people, and I just thought just a healing process, and I just felt that come that Tuesday he was ready to come back, and it was really, and that was all on him. It was his call. It was not, hey, you got to get back here. That was definitely Jack's call, and I just think it was time, and he practiced really well in those games, in those practices leading up to those games, and it showed.